Hey, Coach.
Hey, Coach.
Yes. Hey, Coach, DJ from Infinity TV. Just returning from a long road trip, what are your top action items for this game, especially against Washington, who's in a similar position as us?
First, we're glad to be home.
Welcome back.
And, that 9 games and 18-day stretch was hard, and obviously with some adversity with injuries and illnesses that came through that road trip. But since the Commissioner Cup break, we've had some practices, which, feel good about. We had a few practices before we played Phoenix. I thought that equated to a first half that really looked like we had practiced and had some intent. And while we couldn't sustain it and didn't have the third quarter we'd like, you could tell that a young group got to practice. So to segue into tonight's game, we've now had 2 practices for Washington, same kind of thing. I hope that it equates into we are playing with intent. There's a game plan that we're sticking to. Now, can we sustain it for the 40 minutes? That will be, what we're looking for, and less slippage, both sides of the ball, less slippage in some of our defensive schemes and coverages, less slippage in or lapses in turnovers that are live ball turnovers that are hurting us. So, just excited. You rarely got to practice in that 18-game stretch or 18-day stretch. So to have 4 practices in a week is a lot in this cadence of season, and I hope that it continues. I just feel so much better getting on the floor, being able to teach this young group.
Thank you.
Hey, Coach, I know the road trip was a struggle for you guys as a team, but talk to me about Aari McDonald. She really showed strides in that point guard position, and talk to me kind of about her facilitating ability and what you hope to see for the rest of the season from her.
Yeah, obviously, it's always difficult when a veteran leader like Leja is out with an illness. But again, the unintended consequences of injuries and illness is what I'm always going to stick to. It's what my career has been defined by as a head coach. And so, I love the fact that Aari's taking advantage of her opportunity. She's more comfortable. You can tell she's learning the system more and more. I think she appreciates the green light that our staff has given her to not only lead this group, but to play her game, play fast. And she has the green light to hunt her own offense as a scoring point guard. So, just love what she's bringing. That 10 assist night, the other night, the double-double was really big for Aari, and especially in Arizona. Happy for, those kind of, inside stories, those feel-good stories for her. In a year where we've got to look for some things like that, just really pleased with how fast Aari's come. And I don't think she's scratched where she can go with this group.
Coach, being away from your home for 18 days is not easy. I'm curious, what were you able to learn about your team, and how did you all utilize that time to grow together?
Yeah, I think, adversity can do lots of things, and always adversity isn't always one thing. And so we learn about ourselves, but this group is tight. To watch Cameron go down with an injury was really difficult on that road trip. But sticking together through thick and thin, the mantra is we've got to go through it. And as we look at this as a first year build, with a clear vision and direction we're headed, it's the little gross that we're taking pride in and that we're hanging our hat on. Wins and losses will take care of themselves if we stick to our processes and we stick to our standards. And we haven't been up to our standards. We know our standards have not been met, or the wins and losses take care of themselves, and maybe we have a few more wins. But it's just, it's fun to watch a group stick together. This season, arguably is one of the toughest that I've had as a head coach in terms of win losses. But there's so much that I'm enjoying about this. Again, this is why I left a team that I knew could win 30 games a year. I thrive in building. I thrive in the process of building and teaching, and what I was really missing where I was becoming a manager in Connecticut, I'm teaching again. And it's not easy, you know, we're pros. I'm not silly. There's 17 coaches and 27 years here. The stopwatch doesn't stop. It's, you know, gonna tick on me, just as anyone before me. But I'm really enjoying this group's learning and teaching, and we know bright days are ahead.
Coach, what would it mean for this team to get a win here tonight at this stage? And then conceptually, what will it take, being that, you know, the last time you played them, you beat them, but your team's different and their team's different?
Yeah, both teams are playing much better. That was a little bit of what we call ugly May WNBA basketball. Basketball gets a lot prettier in our league in July and beyond. So excited to go back out. We both have had a lot of adversity. We both have a lot of really talented players in street clothes tonight. But you're watching a lot of people take advantage of their opportunity. So, you know, Mike Tebow now to Eric Tebow, we have so much of the same philosophy. And so when I watch them, you know, it's like, that's what we're trying to get our team to do. And they say the same thing about us. And some of the best battles, some of the best, you know, coaching growth points for me in my tenure here in the league where it was against Mike. So now it's fun, you know, coaching against Eric in the game within the game. It's a big game for both of us. You know, we're on a losing streak. We both could use a little bit of positivity with that win. But I know deep down, both of us just want to play well, and we want to execute what we're trying to execute. You know, again, no one can say either one of our teams aren't playing hard. No one can say either one of our teams aren't competitive most nights. It just hasn't always got to the finish line. So I think it's going to be a really hard play, physical game with a lot of emotion out there tonight.
Hey, Coach, right here. Hi. De'Eric has been doing a lot, carrying a lot on her back these last couple games. How is she doing mentally and physically going into tonight?
Yeah, I mean, De'Erica's, you know, had such a terrific year, you know, just really, really special, leading us on and off the court, willing us at times, carrying us at times. What a first half performance in Phoenix. You know, you're seeing things, you know, that someone that's a veteran in this league is still breaking her own records, and the amount of threes that she made in the half the other night, and just, you know, was really remarkable. So, you know, she's just been great, and to watch her with Legend and Amaya, and be a mom, also through this whole journey is really special. That both Amaya's old enough now to really get, you know, like, as she, you know, told everyone to vote for her mom. And Legend, you know, what a special season that De'Eric is having. And I hope that, you know, this room helps champion exactly the type of year that De'Eric is having, not only just the points and the rebounds, like just everything else that she's doing leading this team.
Thank you. Last question.
Coach, with the way Washington succeeds when they're shooting well from beyond the arc, what can you guys do to defend the perimeter and shut them down there tonight?
Yeah, run them off the arc. You know, they have so many shooters. But what's special for them in their recent stretch is, I think over your last five, between Maisha Hines-Allen and Stephanie Dolson, they're both well over 50% from the arc as your starting post game. And now you've got your motor and energy back in Aaliyah Edwards. So their post game, you know, everyone talks about Ariel Atkins, and, you know, when Carly's playing and Sykes is playing, but in Van Loo's a really dynamic, you know, older rookie. But it's their post play right now that it makes them dynamic. Stephanie Dolson is such a pro and can really facilitate, but she's shooting so well. But so is Maisha Hines-Allen. So you have to guard every one of them, you know, probably with the exception of Dee Richards, who hasn't made a three this year. They're going to shoot a lot of threes. In their wins, they've shot 44% from the arc. That is an obvious stat that jumps off the page. In their 4 wins, they've shot mid-40s from the three-point line. So we know the assignment. We know our assignment tonight.
Thank you, Curt.
Thank you.